Welcome back to the Analysis Media Podcast. This is Bonnie with Bond. I'm Mark.
And I'm Nicholas.
And today we watched the worst Bond movie in the entire series, in my opinion.
Yeah, says Mark. It's real bad, though.
It's. I mean, Daniel
Real
Craig. Hey, we can't go anywhere but up from here. You know, like we got the worst. I think. You know, I think me and Nick were talking before we started recording, and I was like, "Well, this is by far the worst." And he said, "Well, Moonraker's bad." And I said, "Well, I guess I disagree."
Yeah, like, he was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to defend Moonraker.
I'm gonna have to." And all I can come up with is fucking pigeon. Gun Barrel sucks.
Yeah, Gun Barrel's terrible. This is a while ago. I watched trying to figure out what my top Gun Barrel was gonna be, and it was just like a little montage of all of them. And I saw this one, and I was like, what the fuck is he doing? He's swinging the gun around, like walking. I was like, this is I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, your favorite gun barrel is Mr. Brosnan, right?
Yes. And then
Mr. Dalton.
Yeah, and then I think the second... No.
Mr. Lazenby. When he drops the name.
Oh, hold on. I actually have my list.
Okay, well, we open up... No, I'm kidding.
There's, I know Casinos had an honorable mention because I was like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I know No Time to Die is not anything that blew my mind, so...
Yeah. We open up. It's a Day of the Dead festival in Mexico, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a sick, monstrous-sized Mexican flag in like the terrible helicopter scene that's coming up.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I'm not paying attention to the action going, wow, that flag's big.
So, I'm going to have a hot take.
Pierce is my favorite gun barrel, by the way.
Yes.
Pierce Dalton.
Lazenby.
Yep.
Cool.
You were right. I was wrong.
Yeah, I know you better than you know yourself.
I know. Yeah,
okay?
I have to check my notepad to make sure my character is in check.
At this point, I'm like, I sneak on the Nick's notepad and I just write my own opinions, and he just buys them as his own now.
Yeah, that
like,
typing didn't look like mine.
He's like, why the fuck do I like GoldenEye the best now? Huh?
You just keep changing my letterbox.
Yeah. Why does my notes just say fuck Daniel Craig? I don't. So this movie opens up with a spectacular oneer that goes all over the place, and I don't think it's necessary.
I think it was pretty good. I think there hasn't been a lot of oneers in the Bond movies. And in this, I was like, oh, they might do something cool cinematically trying this one, and then they just don't.
Well, here's my take on it, I guess. It leads to nothing. It's not being shot for any, like, oh, we're building a suspense. We're showing the glitz and the glamour. We're not doing it for a practical purpose. We're doing it to jerk off and be like, look how good this movie looks. Isn't that crazy that we haven't cut yet? And they do an obvious cut because I've done an obvious cut in this exact way. And if I did it, then it's pretty fucking obvious.
Yeah, the whip pan to switch it.
If you're doing a oneer and you need to cut, and you know you need to cut, the way you do it is you fling the camera in a specific direction, and then you put a cross dissolve, and that is, I mean, that's how what I'm assuming. I'm assuming they didn't go from handheld to...
No, it looks like they cut.
Yeah, they cut.
And then on the second, like the other half of the cut, it's on a crane already. Mm-hmm. And then they just fly it right out the window.
But regardless,
still looks pretty cool.
It does look cool. But my issue is that if you're going to go for a oneer like this, then you better fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm okay with them just... I'm like, oh, wow, good job. You did the blocking. I appreciate them. But I know what you're saying. When what you're saying... is like best case for them. I'm always like, oh wow, it's leading up to something intense, or like, oh wow, this is a cool thing to travel through.
Yeah.
But then I like Birdman too, and half of those one takes are like,
well, Birdman's doing it to create this like sense of paranoia and like stress and like It's doing everything to be in the what the characters are going through. You know, and I think the only reason why they did this is because the year prior, Birdman came out and True Detective came out, And True Detective has that whole one
I
through
don't
an entire
remember it.
neighborhood.
That's cool. So does that one set mood, or is it kind of just giving you a vibe for the area?
Well, it's because Matthew McConaughey is on drugs.
Oh,
and
okay.
he's like freaking the fuck out, and it's like he's like trying to get the shit done because he only has like 15 minutes to do so, and so you're like paranoid, and he's like moving around and shit, and he's also trying not to kill anybody.
Yeah.
So, like,
I don't remember that, but season 1 on True Detective is real good.
Yeah.
Another good one takes Vast of the Night, and it's an Amazon movie, and really it just sets up, because it's set, I don't know what the time frame is. I'd probably say like the 40s. It's spoilers. It's a alien movie, but it's really, I don't want to say low budget, but they're not. It's a like Jaws effect. Like they're not throwing aliens at you left and right. And there's a really nice oneer through kind of the neighborhood that ends in the high school auditorium where they're doing like an audio thing.
Yeah.
And I guess it kind of sets a mood, but it like shows you like the whole neighborhood. It goes from one of the main characters to the other main character, and it's probably like 5 or 6 minutes, and it's really cool. They're just in a golf cart zooming.
Yeah. I mean,
those are examples of good ones.
Yeah. Another good one is a small independent movie called Behind the Door.
Oh my god. Now, I didn't want to flex on anybody.
Yeah, it's on this channel called Niles Media.
Yeah.
I guess you can watch it if you're interested.
There's
leave a like and a comment if you feel so inclined.
Sometimes they take a lot of takes to get it right. And they take a while to set up and even longer to go through.
Yep.
So sometimes you spend hours doing it, and it's worth it in the end.
Yeah. Well, here's my issue with this one, because it just seems like, okay, wasn't really for any
No, it's
purpose.
totally what you're saying.
But it's just like, well, why wouldn't they just do a thing where like Bond then leans down on the gun, and then you pan the camera over to like the thing, right? And why don't we do what? Maybe they add like, because they do it the whole movie. They add the MI6 on the field. Let's have him in the fucking field at this point. Let's have fucking Q on the thing. Bond, this is your target. And he's just like, and then you just have like a thing that's fucked up, and you all do it all in one take until the building blows up.
Yeah, the building blowing up, that would be a good cut.
That's where you cut it.
And that would be like what you were looking for, where I mean, not so much the first half of it, but the suspense is building up through. Yeah, because they do kind of needless reverse shots. I guess they want you to know that the gun thing lets him hear noise.
Yeah, but they could just have a cue line or something.
Yeah.
Or
do you have it aimed at the window?
Yeah. And it's like, yes, I can hear them loud and clear, blah, blah, blah. And, then you have the subtitles looking at Bond's face rather than them.
Yeah.
It's simple shit.
Yeah. I think I would have liked that more, too.
Yeah, Bond starts shooting. Anyway, he starts blasting.
That'd be cool, too, if it didn't reveal who he was shooting at.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning of the one thing, I don't know if you noticed it, you see the bad guy. He, like, crosses paths with Bond, and then Bond is like, okay, he's going to that building. It'd be cool if he just starts shooting into the building and you don't see who he kills, and then after the building's collapsing, you see the bad guy walk out still.
I did not realize how bad that looks.
CG is? Yeah, there's bad CG in this movie.
Holy shit.
There's some bad particle effects. Look at the building in the back right.
I know. That looks like some fucking...
This looks like a video game screenshot.
That's some Phantom Menace ass shit right there.
Yeah.
That is I'm here in the back. I look at that building. I hear, "We saw free."
There's some pretty rough. Like that looks all right.
That looks like shit.
That looks passable. It compared to this. It's funny. Mark is like, I don't know if he wasn't paying attention the first time, but the CG in this is rough. It must like just be a really small set that they were doing the ramp and stuff in. Mm-hmm. Bond has blown up a building and accidentally, and it's now destroying the building he was standing on too. Yeah, and we get our first camp.
We get our Simpsons couch gag of the film.
Yeah, the whole family comes in.
Yeah,
he falls down basically a story of the building, and lands on a couch. And I said, "Ha! I sit in those."
I liked it.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I kind of wish the set felt a little barren. Kind of just seemed like for some reason this family had a couch in an empty room. I wish the family was like dead next to the couch watching TV or something.
Yeah, I wish it was The Simpsons.
Yeah.
then Bond starts chasing the guy who he was supposed to kill and didn't kill, even though if Bond shot the explosion inside that building and it blew up,
next to him.
Probably would have died.
And he's the only one who left the building.
Yeah.
But,
And then we have a really subpar action sequence of chasing.
Yeah, the chase scene's bad. The music's good, though.
It's fine. And then doesn't he get into a helicopter and it gets even worse? The CGI is just looking real bad.
I think the CGI looks, again, passable in the helicopter thing, but the scene I don't like. It's super fast paced. The helicopter's moving everywhere, and there's a crowd of like thousands of people below them. And I hate when Bond does stuff super publicly like this. Like my kind of the edge of what I like is in Casino when they do the not assembly. What's the word? Oh my God.
Parkour?
No, where the place he blows up.
The embassy?
Embassy, yeah. I was like, assembly? That's not the word. When they blow that up, I'm like, okay, that is very public. Like that was a bad move, Bond. And I'm like, okay, it's like his first mission, whatever. He's being a little punk.
Yeah, but
now
Bond
he's
has
like
no growth.
Yeah, and there's too many people in danger needlessly in this. I'm like, you're supposed to be like, I get you're trying to kill this guy, but like just shoot him, I guess.
That is a big flag. You were right.
It's a big ass flag.
Yeah.
This flag it would probably cover my house. It would probably cover two houses if they were next to each other.
I remember a friend of mine, we were driving to a place in Salem called Bull Moose.
Salem, New Hampshire, that is.
Yes, and there was a car dealership across the street, and they have a big ass American flag. And my friend was on acid, and he slept most of the way there. And then he woke up, and he first thing he sees this giant flag. He's like, "Dude, what the fuck?" I was like, I don't know what he saw, but
he's scared.
He was definitely scared. One other thing is, like, there's a celebration going on, and there's a giant explosion, and no one reacts.
Oh yes, there's in a post. Like,
Boston bombing.
Yeah, so we're from New England, and the Boston bombing I think it was a big deal everywhere, but obviously it was huge here. If there was a giant explosion in a building near something this festive, it would be, people would be running everywhere, and everybody's still vibing. It's like nothing's happening.
Yeah,
because and it's not unbelievable that the people down here wouldn't have heard it or something. But the people running from there would have matched the speed of Bond running to the big plaza area too. So people would have got there.
Yeah, it's not like it's happening miles away. It's happening like down. It's happening
of like 45-second run.
Yeah,
but what do we know?
Yeah, what do we know? We're dumb Americans, and we're looking at bad CG right now.
Yeah, and we get two kicks out the window.
Abysmal. Yeah. Dude, this movie sucks.
Just stop watching.
Okay.
So the fight scene, we get Bond's target, who I don't think was named yet, or it might have been on screen or something.
They named him. I just don't care.
Yeah, it's not Mr. White or the guy who's in charge of Spectre.
He looks like the guy from Breaking Bad in the wheelchair.
In the wheelchair, yeah. I was about to say he looks like a little bit younger.
Yeah,
no, not Ghost.
He looks like how he looked like in Scarface, but you haven't seen Scarface, right?
I saw Scarface up to the chainsaw part, and I went, oh, this movie's not for me. I went in just for a little backstory. Things that like the horror movie The Strangers and stuff, like things that are really based in reality and could happen, I hate because it just makes me think about them all the time. Mm-hmm. And I hate the idea of getting cut up by a chainsaw. And
yeah. Yet Nick loves the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's a good movie. That's not realistic. I would never go near those hillbillies.
They didn't either.
I guess that's true.
They just stumble upon it by accident.
Yeah. They should have known by the exterior of the house.
Yeah.
They went, oh, that's not a family I want to go to.
I was actually thinking about this the other day. Sorry to go on a side tangent. But legally, would Leatherface actually be okay
for
in
killing
Texas?
People?
Because isn't it in Texas if someone breaks into your house, you're legally allowed to kill them? And all of those people go into his house without...
Yeah. That's interesting. Stand Your Ground is, I think, the name of the... Because I don't believe Massachusetts has it.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
we're not allowed to have guns.
There's not to get too much into it. There's a castle doctrine. If you take the class, you'll learn a lot about all the home defense stuff. But there's like, I don't want to say loopholes, but there's like different ways that stuff like that can happen. But you can't declare you have a chainsaw in your room to threaten an intruder.
Oh, he's like, he's like, an intruder broke into my house. I had a chainsaw. Well, he hits the guy with a hammer.
Yeah, and then doors him.
Yeah,
does he hit him with the door?
He kills two people with hammers, and he throws a girl on a meat hook, which is just par for the course.
Yeah, she fell on that.
If an intruder came to my house, I'd throw him on a meat hook.
Yeah,
I just have a meat hook.
They're strategically in every room.
Yeah. Anyway, Bond takes the ring off the guy he was trying to kill, and it's Spectre, which I can't believe Nick didn't know.
I know. I should have seen a ring on his finger and gone. Because this ring design's dumb. It's just like a regular wedding band, like just the like normal ass gold ring, and it's got the little Spectre octopus cut into it.
Yeah,
like the old ones, it was like that flat face on the like when you're making a fist, it has that flat area there that has a giant octopus on it.
Yeah,
they were in your face about it. This one, it's like it could be passed as a ring unless you show them the side with the octopus, which is boring.
Yeah.
And then we get into a really meh, like overly CG'd title sequence.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's definitely the weakest of the Craig ones. I don't remember No Time to Die's, but I'm willing to say that Skyfall and Casino
at least No Time
ones.
to Die has No Time to Die on it. You know what I mean? This one has whatever the fuck the song was.
Sam Smith, I think, is the artist.
Who?
Yeah, he goes, that's not Radiohead.
It's not.
There's a very good rejected Bond song up there with Johnny Cash's, I would say, by Radiohead.
Yeah, and also the other Tomorrow Never Dies, which is also very good.
Mm.
But I prefer the other one. But this opening has a lot of flashbacks to things that we've already seen. So people in the audience, I remember that one.
Yeah. Oh my God. This was one movie ago.
We praise it. We hate it in this one, but in our Emergency Service, we're like, I love this.
No, I hated that part.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that whole thing in The Office. I would have been fine if the song played. You know this. I did not like that. I was like, just
and
be
The
your own
Office
thing. Yes.
In On Emergency Service.
I was like, ooh, this is kind of
neat.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there was too much of that stuff in The Office. When he's like, look at all these missions I've gone on. I'm like, bro, just do your thing. And like, if just go ahead, sing the song.
Which one?
The mango tree one.
Oh yeah, when he pulls it.
I guess it. Yeah, I was gonna say. I guess at this point in the series, you've been singing a couple of the other songs.
Yeah, I've been singing the praises of Sheriff J.W. Pepper.
But this is the If I would redo that, Pepper wasn't in it at that point, right? No, yeah. I'd just have Sergeant Pepper's badge and all the shit in his junk drawer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what do you have? He had the knife from
Honey Rider. He had the watch from Grant, and he had the breathalyzer from Thunderball.
Yeah,
that was all he had.
I would have been fine with like just the watch. Even the knife, I'm like, I don't care about the knife.
I liked hearing it. I liked hearing
I'd be fine with, or if like just a song played, right? Like he puts a record on and it's under the mango tree, and you're like, yeah. But like if it's the same car, I'm like, okay, I get it. He had a DB5, he had a DB8, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen this fucking car so many times. I know this. And then this movie, it's just showing, like, Vespa shows up a million times to set up the next movie. Green is never shown up. They mention Green's name once. They have pictures of everyone who's been in the series except him.
Yeah, and then, like, what, M yells at him for something? I don't remember.
M goes, what were you doing in Mexico? Because he wasn't on a mission. And he's like, you can't just, like, go on rogue stuff. He was like, I was on vacation, and that just happened to have happened. He's like, you are so dumb. And he, what's it called? He doesn't take his license to kill away. He, like, benches him. He's like, okay, you're going to take a break. We're under investigation right now because they want to get rid of our program. So don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
And then we get our introduction. Huh?
It's a cunt, right?
Oh, yeah, to see. I thought you were making fun of me. I was like, damn. We get introduced to C, who is again another alphabetical person. C is in charge of the new program that's going to be like a world
surveillance.
Yeah, world surveillance, like information company.
Superhighway.
Yeah, the way inventing the internet. And they are trying to like replace MI6 and just have like a connected network for everybody instead of everybody having their own. And I think they have a really good back and forth between Bond and C.
Mm-hmm.
And I think M and C have an all right one later.
Yeah,
I had high hopes from this one.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's becoming a running gag with Craig at this point, where it's just like he has no chemistry with anybody.
Yeah, Mark doesn't like it. I think the chemistry here is good. I get the
with cunt?
Yes.
Because
he's
fine.
Like, he goes, "Oh, so you're the new C?" And he goes, "Oh, I think his name's Max." He's like, "You can call me Max." He goes, "No, I think I'll call you C."
Yeah.
And then C like steps up to him and he's like, "Oh, he starts with, 'It's nice to finally meet you, Bond. I've heard some nice things about you." And I was like, "Oh, he's heard a lot of bad stuff."
Mm-hmm.
And then it ends with C being like, "Hey, my door is always open to my employees." And then Bond leaves.
Yeah.
Like, I'm running away, Dad.
Well, what I was referring to is more of his lack of chemistry with M.
Yeah, in my head, they had better chemistry.
Yeah, I think they had great chemistry in Skyfall, but here it's gone. And
yeah.
I don't know if it's the way Ray Fiennes is playing it or the way Daniel Craig is playing it, but... And also, I don't like that Moneypenny's chasing him outside of work.
That's in work. They're still in the plaza.
I don't. She goes to his apartment.
I thought you were gonna be like, "Oh wow, they finally hook up." He goes, "Moneypenny, come to my house." Oh, it's finally happening, but it's just because he got fired.
Yeah, and he wants some information.
Yeah,
and it's
he's
like,
using her.
I don't like this.
Yeah, it's.
I don't like when MI6 is in the field too much, and
this one has a lot of it. Yeah, all of them are in the field for this, and it's gonna be again in the next one too.
It's also not realistic. Like, oh, we're gonna have Bill Tanner and M and Moneypenny and Q. They're all gonna go in the field. Like, yeah, you think maybe one of them would have called another 00?
That's. I'm always like, there are 8 other 00s. Like,
there's more.
It goes past 11?
Yeah.
Or past 10?
Yeah.
Is there a 000?
Yeah.
He's the dunce. The dunce hat is you get 000.
Like, the idea that they just don't call in another 00 is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
I just want them to interact with more 00s. I don't get why they don't.
Yeah.
Like, GoldenEye.
Yeah, Goldeye and Golden Finger.
Yeah. It's like, and I get Felix, like, I like having the American counterpart because it kind of makes it more worldly, but I'd love to have a mission where, like, the beginning scene of, is it Dalton's first one where they're doing that the training thing on the island?
Yeah, Living Daylights.
Yeah, Living Daylights. Like, God, I'm like, oh my God, there's going to be 3 00 agents. And then it's like, oh, it's just, God damn it. Like, can't we have more? I really miss the the other mission pre-title sequences.
Yeah.
But those would not work in Daniel Craig's world.
Everything needs to be connected by everything.
Yeah. Every little thing is connected, Mark.
Yeah.
You remember that toothbrush he had?
Yeah.
That was set up by
his sister.
It was set up by Blofeld.
Yeah, when Bond was trying to brush his teeth and the toothpaste was empty, Blofeld. Yeah, he just walked into his apartment and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna squeeze this out, James.
Yeah.
Teach you to be my father's son." Fuck.
Stupid dad.
So you brought up something inadvertently, but you brought up something. So Bond's kind of going rogue on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't he work with Felix?
I don't know.
It makes more sense.
Maybe they couldn't have casted him in this one.
Why?
I don't know.
I can't see.
Maybe he was working Hunger Games or something.
Logistic reason why. It would make more sense than to have like Bill Tanner out in the field. more Moneypenny or
Yeah.
Q. It would
I
make
could-
more sense for Felix to show up to a like wherever the fuck Swan shows up rather than Q being like,
Yeah, that's for sure true.
yeah.
No, because Q is sent there to get Bond back because they know where Bond is because of the blood.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever.
Yeah, you're right. They should have.
Did you just say? Did you hear yourself? They're gonna send Q to bring Bond
no,
back.
You're right. What was the? Who's the girl they sent in Quantum? Like they've already tried to do the send somebody to Bond.
Yeah, and it's like
Strawberry Fields. Is it her?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
The oiled girl.
Yeah, well, it's like they get it right in No Time to Die. Don't they send like the new 007 to be like,
Yeah,
hey,
oh, dude, you're right.
fuck off.
God damn it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, hey, you're not 007 anymore, but we
Yeah.
get to talk about that next week.
We do get to talk about that next week and probably be underwhelmed by it.
Hey, you stop that.
You stop it. Yeah, but like it doesn't make sense. Like it'd make more sense if like maybe Q shows up there and feels and then Bond would be like, yeah, I'm not working for you guys, right? And then Q's like, well,
damn, you're kind of right.
I can't get mad at you, but I am.
I wish it was Felix now.
Yeah, it would make more sense. I guess
'cause
Felix more shit.
I believe Bill would help him if he knew that it was M's last wishes, but he does not know that.
Exactly.
The only people who know that are James and Moneypenny.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Are we supposed to assume that Moneypenny was like, oh my God, Bill, guess what I saw?
Yeah. Mommy!
M sent a tape to Bond.
Yeah, and not you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You, her. She also said, like, don't trust anybody except Bond and Moneypenny, as if Bill Tanner's been by her side the last, like, for the entire fucking thing, and he's like, Bill's gonna fucking turn on her? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Yeah. Imagine this is redone, but it's Bill. He's like, Bill, let's grab a beer. Looks back and forth. He's like, at my place.
Mm-hmm.
And he blows him a kiss, and then
I would have preferred that.
I think that makes more sense.
Yeah.
That she's like, I trust Bill more than I trust my personal. Well, I guess I trust my personal bodyguard, but my personal bodyguard is the one who betrayed me in Skyfall. God damn it! I almost had it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think like he tells Bill, and Bill's just like, "Well, it's M's wishes. Let's do this shit."
Yeah.
And then he goes to Q, and Q gives him his stuff, and then he's like, "Q, do this thing," and he's like, "Where were you gonna be?" He's like, "I'm gonna visit an old friend," and then Felix is there. He's like, "Why do you always call me when fucking you need some illegal shit?"
Yeah, I like that a lot better.
Yeah, and then when No Time to Die,
it still won't save this movie, but it would make like
because they don't have a friendship. Really.
Yeah, that's like in No Time to Die, something happens and it doesn't feel
earned
at all.
Yeah,
it was earned 4 movies ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with this, like, because like Bond's relationship with Felix so far is, hey, dude, I'm gonna buy you back into the game because if you don't, we're gonna be fucked. And then, hey, I guess like, hey, there's gonna be a hit squad coming in to kill you, and you should go to this location. All right, peace.
Deuces.
And then you see him in No Time to Die. He's like, Felix, my best friend. He's like, Bond, my best friend, my best bud. Yeah. We're gonna have adventures to the end of time.
Yeah, I can't. We're gonna be the best duo ever.
Yeah, forever. Nothing is gonna tear us apart. But yeah,
this ship will never sink.
Moneypenny goes to Bond's house, and she's like, "You're doing illegal things, blah blah blah. You're going against the books." And then Bond turns on TV, and it's M, our obligatory Judi Dench cameo. She's just like half-assing it. 'Cause she's like, "I already gave my performance in the last one." She's like, "Oh yeah, there's a guy and a thing, and
kill him, and then go to his funeral."
Yeah. Where's my paycheck?
Yeah.
Is it in the mail?
Oh, you didn't cut yet? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I guess you're gonna have to edit around that one because I'm not doing a second take.
I will say I like the set design of his apartment so he dies in Skyfall. They sell his apartment, which I would assume would be more set up than this. And then we get here and he's never home, so it's just not set up. It's like there's like 3 chairs and he has like art that's in the house, but it's not hung on the walls. It's just like leaned on the floor. And I'm like, yeah, I can believe that this is a dude who's traveling the world and hasn't had time to set up anything besides a stupid bulldog
Mm-hmm.
And take his robes out of storage.
Yeah.
But we agreed that there are better apartments.
Yeah, I would have preferred to have like a weird background thing for Bond that he just has like a collection of something. Like we get a little personality of Bond where it's like, oh, he collects Playboy magazines.
Oh, that'd be cool if he just had like an entire row on a bookshelf or something.
Yeah.
That's just all Playboys. That's the stuff that I love for like the background of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look at that. That's nice.
Yeah, and then he looks at a picture that has like a half of it burned off and he's just like,
dude, it's not half of it.
It's a head.
So it's all the effects that were recovered from Skyfall, and there's a picture, and it's literally like they just held a match under somebody's face and then melted that one face away.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh my God, it's so destroyed. It's like, bro, you couldn't destroy the picture more? Like, I'm going to get it's a family photo. Just make sure I know there's 3 people there.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess at first I probably would have assumed it's his mom or something. Like, why are you supposed to assume that that's not his birth dad? Like, it makes no sense.
Movie sucks. That's why.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah. Then Bond starts hanging out with Tanner, and I think he kind of is like, "Hey, Tanner, I'm probably up to some no good, but keep it,
stuff?
Loose."
Question mark.
He's like, loose lips sink ships, if you know what I'm saying. And then we have a Q scene, which is fine.
Yeah, I think it's all right. He throws a tracker in his blood, gives him those. You want me to say it or you want to say it?
Nanotechnology.
And Q goes, "Hey, if you just think about it, a mask will appear on your head, and then if you want to put it away, you just double tap your ear."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you want to have or if you're not having time, if you're holding like, your dying friend, just like this, think of like having a dramatic moment, and then it'll just disappear, so you can have your crying scene.
Yeah,
the end of Endgame.
Mm-hmm. But these are so he can be tracked, and the other thing he gets is a watch that has a loud alarm because it's a bomb. Oh.
Yeah, he also shows up a car that he's not giving him.
Oh, yeah. He goes, oh, this would have been your car, but you got benched, so now it's going to 009. And also, look at this car that you've privately owned forever.
That I apparently gave you in Skyfall? Mark?
I put it in your storage locker. I don't get it. Maybe I missed something, but again, it's just one of those things where they're like, it has to all connect. Mm-hmm. We can't just give him a new car. He has to see the old one because people know that.
Mm-hmm. They're like, DB5.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, look at that silver.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, they have a little bit of a back and forth, and then Bond's like, hey, I need you to do something, and he's like, oh, what? And he was like, I need to leave and not be tracked.
I need to kind of disappear.
And he's like, why? I have a mortgage and cats.
Yeah.
And he's like, for the betterment of your cats, you should make sure I get off the map. He's like, well, it is a little faulty for 24 hours. And he just looks at 48 hours.
Yeah.
Then it should be up and running perfectly. He's like, cool.
And I think that was a good Q interaction.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Paddington's a great Q. It's just that the movie around him is failing him because I don't care about what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, usually with these movies, by this point, this is the point where I'm like, all right, I give a fuck. But here I'm just like, who cares? Judi Dench is talking from the dead, and she's not even acting.
Yeah, you don't even really know what's going on. This story is one of the harder ones to follow, too. There's a lot of, like, why are we here? Who told us to go here?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that like the whole beginning, you don't know what's going on until you see the video of M dying. And then after, you're like, okay, I guess he's just trying to get information on why M wanted him to go here. But
I think Q might have looked into the camera.
Uh-oh. I'm excited to see this.
He did.
I don't know. He kind of did a searching thing with his eyes.
Yeah.
But
whatever.
Mark hates Q now.
I do. Hate him. Paddington 2, bad movie now.
Oh, no. We cut to Moneypenny.
Yeah, Moneypenny gets a phone from James, and it's a phone that she can contact him with because I guess MI6 is in the field, even though they made a big deal about it in the last one that they should be in the field.
Yeah.
Movie sucks.
Yeah, the more I've been thinking about it the past like hour, I hate how they're all in the field. Like, I really wish it was like just Bill or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Bill's pulling the strings for all of them because he can go between everybody.
Mm-hmm. The car is stolen by Bond, of course.
Yeah, he stole 009's car.
And I believe he also left him with the phone. Right?
He's champagne. I guess you have to assume there's a phone there because they do interact.
Yeah. And then,
oh, no, they don't directly interact. He shows up tracking them.
Ah.
The second he did it, we knew we both had to do it into the mic.
Yeah. We go to Rome.
Yep, and we're in what I can only assume is the newest Aston Martin that was out that year, and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks fine.
It's got the jerry-rigged gadgets in it that are all not built into the center column or anything. Or center console. It's just switches on a piece of gaffer tape.
Yeah, he goes to
a funeral of the man he just killed.
Yep, and we see Blofeld.
Yes, we do not know it's Blofeld yet, but
well, we all saw the trailer, so we know it's Blofeld.
It's true. So there's the wife of the man he killed is kind of standing alone, and then Bond is obviously back, and there's a guy who kind of peeks over his shoulder, not looking at Bond, but kind of just, if he had those mirror glasses, he'd be able to see him. And he leaves, and 6 people around him leave, while everybody else is still at the funeral. And I was like, oh, Bond knows who he was supposed to be there to follow now, because it's probably the guy with all the security guards.
Mm-hmm. And then Bond decides, I'm going to fuck the grieving widow.
Yeah, I'm going to find out what she knows about her dead husband.
Mm-hmm. And
he saves her life.
He does save her life. The next scene is her drinking, and she's going to get killed by 2 dudes, but then Bond saves her, and she's like, you only saved me 5 minutes. He's like, 5 minutes worth to bang.
Yeah. That's 4.5 minutes more than I need.
Mm-hmm. That'd be hilarious if Bond seduces all these women, and then he's just immediately and wait, what?
He's like a turtle. I'm glad you immediately knew the video I was talking about.
Yeah, it's good shit. Bond
what
saves.
What does she tell him?
She tells him.
Oh, to look for
Mr. White.
No, not Mr. White. The white soldiers. What is it?
The fuck you talking about?
They don't say Mr. White. It's a code. It's the pale something.
Whatever.
I don't know. The pale warlock.
Yeah.
And later on they go, it's Mr. White, and he goes, oh my god, of course it's Mr. White.
Because everything is connected.
Yes.
Do you want to skip to the Mr. White scene? I feel like nothing happened in between.
Can you jump the scene forward?
Okay.
Just in case there's anything.
He's
leaving.
Yeah.
It was 2 chapters for that? Oh my god, so much nothing happens in this.
What else happened?
I think they go straight to this. I think she tells him to go here.
Oh yeah, he goes to Spectre.
Yeah, they go to the Spectre mission. We do get a nice little interaction with a security guard goes, yeah, who the fuck are you?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I'm Mickey Mouse, who are you? And he holds up the ring, and the guy's like, oh shit, sorry. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were all in there already. And
that would have been so funny if he did that.
Because it's like this big tough guy, and he kind of looks like, oh, oops, I might die.
Yeah.
And then we get in the weird,
awful scene,
giant weird cult meeting for.
So when you think of Spectre, you think of bright colors, chairs.
No,
going.
You think of white.
Do you?
I think every room that Spectre's been in is just a giant white room.
But they usually have this weird, very vibrant blue thing behind them or something, or a very dark.
Yeah, I guess they have something weird on the wall.
Yeah, they always have something to change up the color palette going on.
Yeah. What, you don't want just brown?
Yeah, I don't want just yellow,
what's
yellow
what's
lighting.
That, what's the old style photos? It starts with an S.
I don't know.
I'll have to think of it. It'll come to me. I'm not remembering words today.
Yeah, but, this is just piss yellow, and it's you can also expect some goofy trap doors, maybe a shoe with a knife on it, something a guy with metal hands.
You get better fingertips.
Yeah, but fuck you, that sucks. Like you always expect something goofy, but in this, he's just like a bunch of fucking people sitting around like, yeah, we caused this disaster, haha. And Bond's just like, all right, they did that, and then the other guy's like, we caused this disaster. All right, well, we did that. And then Blofeld comes in, but you don't see him.
Oh, it's so stupid, and
he's
it's so long.
Completely in silhouette, and he has someone fix his mic for him. He's like, don't let me interrupt.
Yeah, I'm not lifting my hand up.
Yeah.
Move the mic towards me.
Christoph Waltz is a great actor when he works with Quentin Tarantino, but outside of that, I haven't really seen anything that's wowed me.
Yeah, I used to think this was good, but this is not good.
Hot take, everybody. I think that Christoph Waltz is the worst Blofeld.
I know. I'm shocked too, everybody.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I can possibly say he's the second worst.
That's all we need.
Because I can say that the Blofeld Never Say Never Again is worse, but he wasn't really a main villain, so technically I'm going to say that this is the worst Bond villain in the series. You can be a Daniel Craig fanboy. It's allowed. But
yeah. I mean, it's not even for Daniel Craig. I think it's less earned. I hate that it's Spectre. I don't know why they couldn't have just gone with Quantum. Just like
marketability.
It's stupid though. Like
because everyone hated Quantum of Solace, so why would you want to bring that back?
It's just a name. That's why I'm like.
It's like making a sequel to a bad movie. Like, why would you do that?
Like they did.
Well, yeah, but like they didn't make it a direct sequel. I'm like saying like it's like if they made Batman and Robin. And instead of making like Batman Begins, they made a sequel that was dark, but it still had Mr. Freeze as played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's like it's not changing anything.
No, that's totally different.
It's not different.
It's just the name of a group. It's not
but
an actor in a fucking goofy 90s costume.
I think the difference is that the movie was called Quantum of Solace.
I guess that's a good point.
So you're gonna associate. So if they made another movie called Quantum, you're gonna
I think you're right. I think their downfall was naming the movie Quantum of Solace.
Yeah. Like
I'll give it to you.
The original series was never that dumb.
Yeah.
It's like Thunderball.
Yeah.
After the Rocket, Dr. No. From Russia with Love, On Her Majesty's Secret Service. We're not gonna name it after this thing because then it will be ruined if it sucks.
Yeah.
It's like if they named You Only Live Twice Blofeld, and then he showed up and we wouldn't want to see that now.
No, yeah, you're right. I mean, you don't want to see it now.
I never want to see this Blofeld again.
Yeah. So my whole thing is I hate that I think it's because the MCU did like laying breadcrumbs so well that in my head, like anything that isn't perfectly set up and they try to retcon little things into it, I'm like, this is shit. That wasn't in the movie. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, no, Spectre wasn't this overarching thing that's been in all of them. That was Quantum. Like, just let Quantum be dead and do something else.
It's also like they're trying to piggyback onto Skyfall when it's like Skyfall worked because like it was one dude having a revenge mission against this one person and Bond was caught in the middle of it.
And Bond was caught in the middle. It was so perfect. It's like Casino and Quantum, that's fine. Like, that can be trying to be its own series. Skyfall is clearly not trying to be in those ones. So then in this one, why are you trying to combine all four?
Yeah.
Like, just let Skyfall be its own thing.
It'd be like if in the last like 5, it'd be like if in like Thunderball, they were like, Bond, remember that remember Goldfinger? That was also us. It was like, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Because Goldfinger's its own thing, that was perfectly fine. That's exactly what Skyfall was.
Yeah. This
so
sucks.
Dumb.
And then we get Batista shows up, and he's got fucking metal fingernails.
Yeah.
Who fucking...
I almost wish his whole thumbs were metal.
I would have...
It's terrible, but I almost like it more than the fingernails.
Yeah. It's just so shit. Yeah, he kills a guy. They try doing the Dark Knight thing, kind of.
Well, he does slam his head right on it. There's just no pencil.
Yeah. And he sticks his fingernails in the guy's eyeballs, and then he snaps his neck, which is just like, it's a very inefficient way to kill somebody.
It's really dumb.
First, you made a loud noise. And then you did this real weird fucking thing what would make a lot of noise because the guy would be screaming, and then you snapped his neck. Like, why wouldn't you just like? Wouldn't it have been better? It's like, show him what you can do.
The show.
And he looks at him, and then Batista looks at him like immediately.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. Instead, it's like he's doing a song and dance, and it's like, why?
And that's like
to establish his middle fingers that he never uses again.
That's that. It would make sense to me if they were setting up the fingers for more, but it's literally for nothing. Like. There's a point where he is almost gouging James Bond's eyes out with his not thumbs. It's like his middle fingers or something. I'm like, what are you doing? Come on.
Yeah.
Like, just use the thumbs again.
Yeah, it's also like, I don't think, he doesn't kill anybody else throughout the rest of the movie, right?
Who?
Batista.
I think...
He shows up 2 more times.
I think he shoots 2 people, but I don't remember where.
Does he?
I think he does.
Because my memory, he only shows up in the car chase, or like right after this.
Oh no! I think I'm thinking of Bond when he saves the lady, when Bond kills those 2 guys.
Yeah.
The widow. I might be combining that with.
Because in my memory, doesn't he just show up in the car chase and then on the train, and he shows up at the guy's house?
Yeah.
Who's already dead?
He shows up late at the house.
Yeah. Huh. And then Blofeld is like. It took you so long. I'm glad you're here, James.
Yeah, I don't know why he knows Bond's there. Oh, I guess they're supposed to know everything.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it.
Yeah, I liked when Spectre was just like this crazy organization that had like wild ideas and they would fuck up.
Oh, yeah. And there's a thing, too, that is kind of dropped in a little bit of conversation that affects Mr. White later. They're talking about human trafficking, and they're sending like 16,000 women refugees into a prostitute ring or something. It's like, that's a weird thing to call out. But then in an upcoming scene with Mr. White, he backed out because he was like, this whole human trafficking thing is not my jive. I just like blowing people up.
Yeah, I'd rather kill them than like have them have sex for money.
Yeah.
The fuck? Like,
he's a man of God.
They're doing like they're trying to do like that thing where they're like, see, he wasn't all that bad. It's just like, why? Why can't he just be bad? Why can't he just be bad and have a useful piece of information and a daughter?
Yeah, I kind of wish that it was, like he's a really bad guy and he's like, yeah, my daughter knows I'm a bad guy too, but you need to go protect her.
Yeah,
and it's like this weird thing where Bond's like, I have to protect the bad guy.
Well, it's even then. It's just like she's innocent and all this, yada yada yada, and she's like, "I don't like him. I don't want you to be around me. I've spent all these years trying to get away from my father, and you're following him, and you're trying to, And he's like, your father died, and she's like, I don't care.
Yeah, she goes, he's been dead to me for years.
Exactly.
I'm a therapist now.
Yeah, it creates conflict. It's cool. But instead, it's like, I love my daddy, even though he was a killer. Like, what? Why?
Yeah.
And then we have a stupid car chase. It sucks.
Yeah, we can just skip the car chase, honestly.
Well, because it's the only... Batista got like 3 scenes, guy. We gotta talk about him.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, like... Yeah, I guess while we're talking about it, we should watch a little bit of it.
Yeah,
he tries to use gadgets. It's joke. I'm like, okay, I hate this. They push a Fiat. I'm like, oh, man, I hate this.
Yeah, Craig does not have the comedic chops as Bond.
Yeah. And that's why I almost applaud him for being like, no jokes. I'm not good at that. And then they're like, okay, these need to lighten up. People aren't liking how dark it is. And then he goes, well, I can't do comedy, but I guess we'll do this.
Yeah.
I guess we'll try.
Some people can do it and some people can't. Like,
yeah.
it'd be like a good example is Batman.
Yeah.
So in Batman Returns, there's a sequence when he's like his car is like being bugged by the penguin. He is in control of it, and then like he pulls the thing that he thinks is gonna happen, and he looks and there's like a wall approaching a wall. He's like, all right, now I'm a little worried. Like that's a good joke. That's a good bit. And then you cut to the Christian Bale who can't really do that, and you have I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Oh yeah,
and you're just like what? Shut up,
dude. That's another thing that me and my friends say all the time.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Yeah, we say that and where is she all the time. And then so car chase happens.
Moneypenny is sleeping with a man.
Yes, and Bond's like, "Oh, you're sleeping with a man?" She's like, "You should try it sometime."
Yeah.
Oh no, she says you should have a social life or something. I kind of believed how annoyed he was I was like, oh, a little bit of jealousy. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
They run a chase on, I'm going to say the Pale Knight, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And it's Mr. White.
Yeah, it ends up being Mr. White, and he's like, oh my God, Pale White, why didn't I just think of that?
Yeah. And
he's still alive.
Yeah, Batista keeps chasing him. He turns on a fire thing. He goes on
the
fire.
Flamethrowers.
And then he
hits the air button.
And then he has a jet. He fucking parachutes out of there.
Yeah, he has a ejector seat.
It's whatever.
It's all right. I really like. I think it might have been in the trailer. The scene, like right after he ejects, he lands and he's walking on the street. I really like how that looks.
Yeah, it looks fine.
I wish it wasn't from after that chase. So I wish it was like
in a good movie.
Yeah. I wish it was from like he jumped off a building or something and lands at the bottom.
Yeah, and then we have that Bond's trying to find information about Blofeld, but he doesn't know his name is Blofeld, and he's like, "Is it this guy who was like my brother?" But he doesn't say that. It's Franz Oberthart, whatever. It's German dude.
Yeah, it's some dead kid.
Yeah, it's Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, and they go, he did.
And they're like, oh, he died, and Bond's like, no, he didn't. I saw him, and like he died. And then there's a thing with M and cunt. I don't
see there. So C is trying to get the approval to like make the Facebook group where everybody shares their information from their Patriot Acts, but they need to all vote yes, and one person voted no, so they cannot go forward with it. So C is going to try to go through and get South Africa to agree with it. In like an hour, he does convince them to vote yes, and then that's when like the end of Act 3 starts going through.
Mm-hmm. There's also the only good bit is really with Tanner here is where he sees like the streetcar race thing, and he texts M, "Are you sure Bond is in England?"
Yeah,
and M's like, "No,
actually, I haven't looked at him yet."
Yeah,
so he calls Q, and Q goes, "I knew this was gonna happen. I'm gonna lose my job." He pulls up the chart that says Bond is in Austria, and he goes, Bond's in Chelsea. And he lies for him.
Mm-hmm. By wearing also the cutest little outfit. My God.
Nah, he's got a cuter outfit when he goes to Austria.
He does, but I love plaid jackets.
I really like the Q character a lot. I think they did a good job casting him, and I think he actually acts well in it.
Yeah, in my head, I have like a little fan canon. If like we discount Casino Royale and Quantum, if this is like the same Bond from the previous, I like to believe that that's Q's like nephew.
Yeah, I could see that,
or his son because Q's a Mac daddy.
Q ended up having 34 sons around all these different countries.
Yeah, he always got blonde sloppy seconds.
There we go. No. What's the I thought you were gonna bring it up. The guy who he's like, all of my workers are my sons. I don't trust anybody.
Oh, Pedro Almodovar and fucking Kareem Bey from fucking from Russia with Love.
Yeah, I was like, Q was like, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I could make the whole Q department my children.
Yeah. Bond goes to Mr. White's house.
Yeah,
and
the last known location of Mr. White that Moneypenny found.
It's mid.
Yeah, it's pretty meh. There's he searches what looks like an abandoned house and finds that there's like a hidden doorway, and down at the bottom it's Mr. White with a ton of surveillance cameras around him and canned food. He's been in his hideout because he knows that everybody's been hunting him, and he goes, all right, just make it quick. And Bond goes, get up here. Come sit at the table with me. We need to talk.
Yeah, you killed my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay?
Why'd you kill my girlfriend, bro?
Yeah.
I'm kind of fucking pissed.
I won't hesitate, bitch. Bond is like, yo, I need to find out what this guy is, and he's like, he's everywhere. Stupid mid 2000s, 2010s action movies. It's still happening to this day. It's like, you don't understand. They're everywhere. They're the girl. They're kissing your girlfriend. They're kissing your kids to sleep. It's like,
They're in your bed before you are.
Why are they kissing my son, bro?
It's one of those like cell phones.
It's one of those. It's a trailer moment where it's just like, where is he? He's everywhere.
There's a scene coming up that Mark was like, that's a trailer scene, and it's so spot on.
Yeah.
After this we'll have to watch a trailer just to see if they're 100% accurate, because I can imagine shot for shot what you said is exactly what they would have done.
Yeah.
So we got this. They're sitting at the table. They do that conversation, and Mr. White goes,
he's like, you're protecting somebody, and Mr. White's like, no, I'm not protecting anybody. My wife left a long time ago. He's like, you're protecting your daughter, dude. And then he's just like,
got me.
I'll protect your daughter if like you tell me where the guy is. And he's like, you have my word. And he's like, a word of an assassin. It's like, dude, you were an assassin.
What do you mean?
You were gonna bomb a plane. But human trafficking,
nobody, in his defense, nobody was in the plane yet. They were just around the plane. They were unveiling it was like the new biggest plane in the world, so they were just showing it off. I still think he would have killed people. I don't think he is.
He shot Lashif, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so he's an assassin.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I was like, he's no matter what, he's still a piece of shit, dude.
Yeah, it's the movie's just trying to make you not think he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, this movie's like, no, for some reason Mr. White will be a good guy. I'm like, why? Just
let him be a piece of shit.
Let the bad guy die.
Yeah, it's like I think that would have been more powerful. Where it's just like Mr. White is like, he's like, oh yeah, I've killed people, I've done this, I regret all of it. I live in this place all by my fucking self, and a paranoid freak dying of a disease that I caused myself or whatever the fuck. You do all that shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, I haven't seen my fucking family in decades. And then that's why he agrees that because Bond's letting him put himself out of his misery, take himself out on his own terms.
Yeah.
It's easy. Good writing. But instead it's just like, I left Spectre because they were too evil. Yeah. Quantum wasn't, though, when we were deciding to take everyone's oil and fucking drown a woman, and I shot a man, and I fucking killed all these people, and I killed your girlfriend.
Good guy.
But I'm actually a good guy because you're going to have to marry my daughter.
You must fall in love with her.
Yeah, even though it's going to be completely unnatural and forced.
Yeah, this is another one that I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and I would be fine. I would be like, whatever. But like, they're trying to make Madeline his Tracy.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm okay with her just being a Bond girl. Even if she came back in the next one, I'd be like, oh, they finally did it. They got their Tracy, but she's not Tracy.
She's not Tracy at all.
No,
not even fucking close. She's not even Electric King.
Oh,
she's not even Kara.
Yeah.
In terms of
Kara's better.
In terms of Bond romances,
I think Pam's better too.
Who?
Pam
Bouvier from License to Kill. Yeah, I can see that. I even think Natalia is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think she's above the halfway point.
I don't think she's a bad Bond girl.
Yeah.
I just think that they have zero chemistry. I don't believe they're falling in love. I think that she's giving a great performance, and like the idea of what they're trying to do is good. It's that the movie itself is not letting it be that because they're like, they didn't introduce her until like fucking 2 hours into the fucking movie.
Mm-hmm. They
introduced her in Act fucking 2. She's a honey, and for all intents and purposes, she's a honey rider.
Yeah.
She's not,
No, that's a really good point.
Yeah, she's not even a fucking domino.
No.
But anyway, Bond's like, you have my word. I'm word of an assassin. Bond takes the gun and gives it to Mr. White. He's like, that's my word. And Mr. White tells him where he is, and he blows his brains out, even though it's not.
He says, go find my daughter. She'll tell you where.
Yeah.
Is like insurance for he'll protect her. And then he kills himself.
Mm-hmm.
Rip.
And then Bond goes and finds her.
Yes. I don't remember what country it is, but they what is
oh this? Cunt also tells M that he's not no longer going to be, he's shutting down the 00 division.
Yeah, he's gonna. They haven't shut it down yet, but it's coming real close. I think it's the next C&M scene that he goes, "Oh yeah, I accidentally told the minister, and he told me to close down your program. Sorry."
Yeah.
And then we get to wherever she's been practicing as a therapist away from the evil life.
Well, also Batista found Mr. White's body.
Yes. And he sees that there's a camera, so he knows that there's a recording, which he brings to Spectre.
Nice. And then we have our trailer scene where he's getting therapy, and she is like, "Do you have physical stress?" And then in the trailer you go, "Burn!" Him shooting something. Yeah, sometimes.
Him running.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's like, "Do you exercise?" When I show him like jumping off something when I have to.
Mm-hmm.
It's dumb stuff.
Yep. And then
he's like,
is your work stressful? And then I forget what the last one is, but it was perfect. Yeah. I know I built that up a lot, but Mark put a lot more effort into it the first time around. This was a little disappointing.
On my end?
Yeah.
Oh my God, fine.
They're not going to know.
Do you exercise? Him jumps off a building so when I have to. Does your work require fill you with some stress? And then you have him like hanging off of something. Yeah. And then he's like, sometimes. It's what it is.
There's one more, but I can't remember what it is.
I don't read there.
Damn it. We did the thing bad. You're never going to be able to mute it again. There
you go. How much alcohol do you consume? And
too much.
Yeah. And you show him like drinking like
a
fucking martini.
He has the he drinks straight from the bottle in this movie. Yeah. I was like, literally everything you said could be cut perfectly with the movie.
Yeah.
And then she flips to the last page and the occupation's blank, and she's like, "Why did you leave this blank?" And he's like, "Well, I can't really write down what my job is.
I'm an assassin.
Yeah,
and your dad
kill people.
Died.
Yeah,
he's killed himself, and he wants me to protect you." And she's like, "Fuck off, mate."
Yeah, mate, you got 10 minutes to get the fuck out of here.
I wish she talked like that. Imagine instead of being vaguely French.
Yeah.
Or even though her dad is nowhere near French.
Oh yeah.
But she's just like, "I'm French," and he's just like, "Protect my daughter."
I wish they both were dubbed by Sergeant Pepper.
Yeah, no. What's does your job require you to do exercise?
It's so beautiful. So she kicks him out, and then he goes down to the bar and is hanging out, asks for a drink. He goes, "We don't serve alcohol here."
And then Q shows up and orders us a smoothie or something.
Yeah, some like herbal green,
gross,
like a cleansing drink.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it's all right. It belongs in the toilet.
Q is like, "Yeah, you're crazy, and I'm bringing you back because my job and my cats are in danger."
Yeah.
And Bond's like, "There's this guy." He's like, "Yeah, I looked into him. He's dead."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I looked at him." He's like, "No, you didn't. You're mistaken."
You looked at a corpse? I don't think so.
Yeah. And then Q is like, and then he's like, "Q, shut the fuck up and find what this ring is." And Q's like, "All right." And
last thing.
Yeah, one last thing.
And he goes, "What room are you in? I'll see you there in an hour."
Yeah, and then Bond has a little chase sequence that is poo-poo.
Yeah, we have, while Q's talking to him, we can see people have entered her office, and they take her out. And at the last minute, Bond sees
Batista.
Yeah, turn. And then they're loading in a car. We got a little chase, and he's in a plane.
It's like that movie Live and Let Die.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Unfortunately, Live and Let Die, I think, did it a little better. I think the vehicle stuff in this was really good, but
well, this sequence is literally just Live and Let Die put in Living Daylights.
Yeah,
it's doing the thing where it's like the plane is he's running the plane like it's a car. Yeah, but like the reason why that works in Live and Let Die is because he has like a fucking flight student in the cockpit with him, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
And then Living Daylights works because it was the first one to do it.
Yeah.
And now we're just doing a rerun. You know, it's like when Bond. It's like that thing when every other movie Bond was skiing, and we're like, all right,
let's get the ski scene out of the way, everybody.
It's like it worked once, guys. You don't have to keep fucking going back. There are other outdoor activities.
And it's. I got a little worried when I saw the winter stuff. I was like, does he ski in this? But then we get plane driving through buildings and stuff, and I'm like, oh, this isn't as fun as I thought it would be. It looks a little boring. Yeah. And then he kills everybody.
Except Batista, which doesn't make any sense.
Batista crashed, so he's through the windshield on the hood. And we get some dialogue with him and, what's her name?
Swan.
And Swan. And it cuts back, and you see Batista's thumbs moving up and down. He's still alive.
Mm-hmm. Also, Q was being followed by people, but he outsmarted them.
Yeah, he ran away.
Madeline Swan agrees to go with Bond, and Madeline and Bond. He shows up to Q's place, and Q's like, "Oh, I don't know you," and she's like, "She knows." And he's like, "Oh, well, shouldn't be 1-on-1 still," and he's like, "She knows." Okay.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I owe you an apology. You were right. He's alive.
I like the idea that Q's like, why do we get top secret clearance? What is the point of this if we just let random women know everything?
Yeah.
He goes, well, most likely you'll end up killing this one too anyways. So.
Yeah.
But then they're debriefing. For some reason, the ring still has fingerprints on it. That's how he confirms that.
Yeah, even though he's been touching it the whole time,
it's been on him.
Yeah,
like it's. I don't know.
It's shitty. It's a shitty movie.
Yeah, I almost wish. No, that wouldn't make sense.
What?
Even more. I was like, I wonder if this was supposed to be before. Like, he gets a ring and then does that. But then it wouldn't make sense for, like, getting the information from Moneypenny to go there.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, then him and Madeline go to Tangier, I think.
Yeah, because they're going to, like, their family home or something there.
Okay.
And they're searching through the house to find a secret room. And they cannot find it. And then there's a little mouse. Mm-hmm. And the mouse, Bond interrogates it and says, "Who sent you?"
You know, he goes, "Hello there."
And,
what are you supposed to be?
And the mouse pulls a gun on him.
Well, yeah. Also, we have a lot of back and forth between Madeline and Bond. They're trying to make us have them believe they fall in love, but it's not happening.
Nope.
Mouse shows up and Bond is drunk off his ass. And he's like, "Who sent you, you son of a bitch?"
Yeah.
And he pulls out the gun. He pulls a gun on a mouse.
Yeah.
And then the mouse goes in the little mouse hole, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he punches a hole through the fucking wall.
It's a little slower than that, but yeah. He goes, because they're trying to find a secret room the whole time, basically.
Yeah. It should have been as fast as I just described it. That's been fun. Hilarious.
He goes, "Oh, it's a fake wall," and he starts punching the wall to break it. I would have liked if he had, because a mouse hole in a wall does not tell you that it's a hollow wall. Like it just means it's not like concrete behind it.
Yeah.
But even then, mice find ways. And I wish he shot at the mouse and it shot dust up in the air or something. And then the dust goes through the crack. Like, you can see that there's airflow going that way.
Well, admittedly, he
pours water, which that doesn't make sense that it would show him that there's a fake wall there.
Yeah.
It would just... Why would it go through the wall?
Maybe because they didn't put the ground, like the bottom of... I don't know.
It's stupid.
It is stupid.
It's like what I said, but dumb.
Yeah. Sean Connery would have fucking chased a rat and broken through the wall by accident. And be like, huh! Interesting.
Sean Connery would have just already shot all the walls once to test to make sure they were real.
Yeah. Sean Connery would have put her through the wall.
That's a good point, yeah.
To ask her where he's like, "You lived here, you should know." Yeah, see, I knew it!
He gives her one of the crisp backhands and she falls into the wall.
Yeah. I
then-
also like how he starts punching walls and she just like slowly gets out of bed as if like if a fucking drunk British man was in your room, he started punching walls, you wouldn't be like, what the fuck, dude?
Should I leave?
Yeah.
They find the secret room and go, oh, hey, it looks like your dad was tracking him and everything, which has already been established. And they find some pictures and everything, and there's some family pictures and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's a Simpsons thing. Do it for her.
Yeah.
That's what this is, right? I'm not like. That's
I
exactly what
guess
this
so,
is. It's like she's like, my father was kind of mean, blah blah blah. But then he has a bunch of pictures of like her and her mother.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's the Simpsons thing where it's like you're gonna be here forever, and it's like do it for her. It's like shut up.
Yep.
Movie has a dude. Whoever wrote this one was watching a lot of Simpsons. We had a couch gag. We
The
had
couch
this.
gag's good.
Fucking a mouse. Itchy and Scratchy showing up.
Where did I don't remember where they go next.
Don't they just go to Blofeld? No, they get on a train to go to Blofeld. And then
Yes, they do just go straight to him though.
and they're on the train and they get some food and they start trying to make you think they're falling in love, but you don't buy it. And then Batista realizes that, so he comes and he almost fucking kicks Lisa Dua, whatever the fuck her last name is.
Oh my god, he fucking that table could have taken off her head.
Yeah.
Like that, it hits hard.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, like I thought it was a mistake, like that he hit it way too hard and she was not ready for it. Like they should have put a stunt double to be on the receiving side of that.
Probably did.
Oh, they might have. Yeah, you don't see her face.
Yeah. And then we have a train sequence. This is trying to be the train sequence from Russia with Love, and it's not as good.
It's like, so I think this is a good fight scene for like an action movie. Like I think it's a pretty well one. I think it uses the environment really well. It looks really cool, but like the Grant one is just too good. It's a really confined space and they're still doing all these maneuvers.
Yeah.
Where in this one they're like breaking through walls and stuff because it's a big tough guy. It's all right. And they end up in like the cargo area and have a little battle that Bond loses. But then Swan comes in to save him with shooting at fake Jaws.
Yeah, and it doesn't work. Bond ends up putting a rope around his throat, and then he attaches it to a keg, and he gets ripped out of the car, the train, and Holloway presumably snaps his neck.
Yeah, well,
that's the last time we see him, right?
he finally says something.
Shit.
He goes, shit. I'm like, dude, fix this script. Just have him look silently and get ripped off. Like,
Yeah.
that's enough comedy. You don't need him to talk, too.
Yeah. Also, I missed two things. So, Cunt got rid of M.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he gets fired at this point.
Yeah, and also there's a scene where Bond is like, all right, I'm going to teach you how to defend yourself, and then Madeline shows us she knows how to use a gun.
Yeah, which I think that's implied by you having a supervillain dad,
Yeah.
that you would know how to do, like, basic self-defense and stuff. But what do I know?
Shit. Oh, fuck you. That even looked like shit.
Yeah. And then they get off the train. In the
No,
middle of
they
the
get
desert.
off.
Oh, yeah, they fuck.
First
Forgot
time in a
about
Daniel
that.
Craig movie, we have some fucking actual sex.
Yeah. Cuts to a hard porno.
Yeah. Like, is this actually the first time he's actually really fucked in a movie? Like, usually they'll show, like, he'll, like, look at a girl and then they'll be, like, naked. Like, they had supplied that they had sex. Like, this one where he's, like, like holding each other and making out. Is this the first time Daniel Craig's ever kissed a woman?
No, he does it. Well, he smells a girl earlier in the movie.
He does smell her. He sniffs her.
He, like, takes off her dress and stuff. And I think there's something in Quantum. Skyfall, there is not.
In Quantum, he has sex with Strawberry Fields, but they do a thing where he looks at her and then she's just and then he opens the door nude, and then she's nude in bed.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, I don't think there's.
Yeah, I think he has sex.
I think he
has sex with the fucking girl on the beach.
Yes.
In
Yeah. Well,
Casino.
they have that whole like his interrogation of her as they're like rolling on top of each other.
Yeah.
And then I think that's it though. So 4 movies, 3
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Yeah, I would love to do a how many times Bond has sex ratio compared to Daniel Craig's Bond.
That's got to be on the internet already. I'm sure we could pull that up next
how,
time.
How many more Bond? How many girls did I think didn't
we need a per movie average.
Didn't Connery sleep with 3 people in Dr. No Alone?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, he gets around. he knows. He's the one who knows sex is part of the job too.
Yeah,
he's the watch checker.
Yeah.
Blofeld sends a car to pick them up.
Mm-hmm. It's dumb.
Yeah. They get there and they're greeted by a concierge type person. And he's like, you can't bring your gun in, but we have a room and everything ready for you.
Yeah, it has a picture of the picture we've seen earlier, but now it has Christoph Waltz's face on the burnt part of the picture.
Yes.
And then we have the worst shit I've ever seen in a James Bond movie.
The part where he goes to the meteorite part? Or the torture
From this
scene?
point forward, it's bad. This is the worst shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, the torture scene I think is all right, but I think...
Get out of here.
I think that's an interesting form of torture. Like, I don't think that's the worst thing ever.
It's shot like garbage.
It's shot like garbage, and it's in a fucking boring set. But I'm talking about, like, the idea of getting your head drilled.
Yeah, but,
like, I think this is almost... I mean...
Yeah, the idea...
I can't say it's on par with Laser, because Laser... Even, like, I think this is good for the tortures that have actually hurt Bonds.
Yeah,
like,
but I don't know. The idea of Diamonds Are Forever is good, but it still sucks fucking donkey dick.
And I like the chair a lot. And the chair does a lot for me.
That's for me, that was, like, 2010's action movie bullshit. But
the casino's nut crushing. Number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is World's Not Enough. That chair with the neck thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now that's
or
like medieval torture.
Goldfinger with the laser is able to cut his cock off.
See, that's like I put this almost on the same level as that, but I think the laser is more iconic. Like that got used so much too, where like everything ended up having a laser that's gonna cut you in half.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, this is a good trope. I'm okay with this. This one, it's like almost too real for me. I hate that he is like awake through it all.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine hearing a drill going behind your ear.
Well, can you imagine a laser slowly cutting you in half? Because you're not dying until it gets to like around like here.
No, you're gonna. The second that touches the head of my dick, I'm sound asleep. I am so knocked out.
Nick is knocked out when the laser turns on.
Yeah. The second I go, I can't move. I keep waking up and passing out.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this is terrible to watch. So we get the torture scene. He gets a drill through his head once.
Yeah, it's no. Well, we haven't got. No, there's a lot more before we get there. There's a lot more.
What do you mean?
Happens.
They go in the room and talk about the meteor stuff.
Yeah, and
he goes, "I'm your brother."
Then they watch the video of the dad of Mr. White dying, and then he's
yeah, that's before the torture.
Yeah. Another good torture moment is in Bond is when Bond is in bed in Jamaica and a spider is crawling on him, and that's the sweatiest that man has ever, his character has ever gotten.
I don't count that as torture, but that is just, in general, one of the best scenes. And I've talked about that spider scene 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got nothing on the Roger Moore snake, but...
I was actually going to mention another good torture is when...
Don't you dare say that.
It's actually in Moonraker.
What?
The one when he's spinning in the thing?
I don't really like that one. I think it's cool for that storyline, but in general, I'm like, what the fuck is...
Oh, it's not well shot.
But,
But...
Moonraker's a good story, but... Oh, no, you didn't say Moonraker. You said... What bad movie did you say? I can't remember. When I said that the brain drill is all right, you're like, it can be a good idea, but be bad. I think the spinning thing is a good idea, but it went bad.
Yeah.
And I think it only works in that. It's like...
Yeah.
It's like...
Was he ever tortured outside of that?
That is the closest thing I would count. Like...
Yeah, I don't think he ever has.
Speaking...
No.
So the first thing that came to my mind is I just rewatched Man from U.N.C.L.E. because Mark has been talking about Henry what's-his-face so much.
Cavill.
Henry Cavill. And there's a really good torture scene in that with an electric chair that I think would have worked well in Bond, but...
Yeah. There's also an actor in that who worked really well in Bond, too.
Yeah, I did like that Russian guy a lot.
The girl.
Dude, that girl would have been perfect Bond material.
Yeah. No, so yeah.
Back to the bad movie.
Blofeld is like, there's a meteorite and nothing could stop it. And Bond's like, well, something could stop it. It landed. That's why it's in front of us.
It stopped here. Like, this is gonna.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I actually kind of liked that one.
Yeah, and then Blofeld is just like, he's like, did he ever tell you what happened to your father? Or what? No, before that is every problem in your life is mine. Vesper, me, Le Chiffre, Silva, Green.
Yeah.
Those old me. I am the author of your pain.
Yeah, he goes, and not Green. We forget about Green.
Yeah, don't bring
Green
him up
wasn't
again, or
me.
I'll
That
kill
one
you.
was bad. Yeah, don't talk about him here.
Yeah. He was canceled. He said some nutty words.
Yeah, Green is not mentioned at all in this.
Yeah, he mentioned him in that.
Oh
that's
yeah,
the
he did in
one
that
mention.
sentence. Yeah.
And then he shows the video, puts the video up of Madeline's father killing himself, and Bond's like, whoa, don't show this, and I'm just like,
he's way overreacting.
yeah, it's like you've already told her that this happened, and she's probably gonna figure out what this is very quickly.
Yeah,
you're
when she sees her dad.
You're kind of scot free on this one.
Yeah, it's gonna kind of prove you're a good guy.
Yeah, the only way that this could be a thing is if they fucking Batman Forever'd it and like re-edited
like, doctored
the thing.
it.
Yeah, but they didn't, so pointless. And then we got the torture scene, and he's like,
This
"Do you wonder why I did this to James?"
those shots and reverse shots still look terrible to me. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. It almost looks like it's
it's-
fucking like green screen.
It probably is. I think it's because
On like a
everything is-
JPEG.
I think it's the color palette and the lighting.
Yeah.
The gray and
They look
yellow
so crisp
is
and
so
everything
bad.
else looks so like it's happening again here. They're so crisp and then everything else is just so slightly not crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm like
It's the color palette. Everything being like gray and yellow is so gross, and the fact that a lot of things are being like the sunlight is always like predominant in the scene. Everyone looks like they're overexposed. Like everything looks gross in this movie. And listen guys, Robert Jenkins is my favorite fucking cinematographer. And I think he did this one. Did he? Actually, I'm gonna check that before I say anything negative. You keep talking.
So we get basically the torture scene that I already spent so much time talking about that hadn't happened yet.
Oh, Roger
going
Deakins
there.
didn't shoot this. Never mind. Yeah, this movie looks like shit. The overexposed lighting all the time is god awful. Everything looks so fucking mid 2010s, fucking bland, like washed out colors. Like it coming off of how like vibrant like Skyfall looked. This is fucking abysmal. Fuck this movie.
Like the end of Skyfall even looks better than this.
Yeah, because Roger Deakins is a genius. I was like shocked. I've been under the impression that the Deke fucking shot this, and I was like, "What the fuck happened?"
It's it's good at somebody else.
Yeah.
So back to the torture scene that we already spent so much time talking about. He is getting tortured. He remembers his watch has a explosive in it. So he sets it for a minute, and Swan's running up to him to make sure he's okay, like, as somebody would do when they're in love. And he goes, "Get my watch."
Well, you're skipping over the most important plot point.
What, the forgetting their face thing? Or...
No.
Oh, the brothers thing? I don't want to talk about that. You talk about that.
So when Bond's parents were killed, someone took him in, and it was Blofeld's father, and he taught him how to ski and hunt and all the
2
Bond
years.
things. Even though we already established that was the other guy who at Skyfall who taught him all how to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But we have this guy now, so and he's like, my father liked you more than he liked me, so I hate you.
So I killed my dad.
Yeah, and I've made your life miserable. I created an evil empire just to be like, I'm the better son. It's dumb.
Yeah,
I hate this.
I don't get it. Why did they think they had to do this?
I don't know.
Like, it must be because Skyfall had so much like back lore type stuff to him, but it was still like scratching the surface of stuff. Like, even we were like, the house is kind of too much, like going back that far, but like this is just so much deeper and so unwanted.
Yeah, it's like they're just villains. It's like I don't know why like films these days feel like everything needs to be connected. Like even like they even flirted with this exact idea in that movie Joker.
Mm.
Like, you remember that? Where they were like, there's like that plot point where Thomas Wayne might have been Arthur's father.
Oh
they
yeah,
revealed
that
it.
stuff was so dumb.
And it's just like, I don't need fucking Bruce Wayne and Joker to be brothers. Like, what's the point? Like, people who aren't brothers also can hate each other.
I find that sometimes brothers like each other.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Yeah. It's almost like sometimes, like the Coen brothers, they like each other.
Siddiq.
Not anymore, but they used to. That means he's going to kill him.
Me and my brother.
Yeah. You know, it's just like these guys could just be bad guy and good guy.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't get it.
like, no, it needs to be deeper. Well, I mean, it fucking worked it on the Magic Secret Service. Jesus.
So good. Talk about a good Blofeld.
Yeah, it's like it's such an unnecessary thing, and it makes Blofeld, who is this dude who just hated people.
It just cheapens them.
Yeah, like Blofeld just wanted to make some fucking cash.
And I loved, like, because he kind of like steps it back sometimes. He's like, okay, I'm not gonna conquer the world this time. I'm like, I just need some money now.
Yeah, I got all these fucking henchmen. I gotta fucking I'm paying their fucking mortgage.
Yeah, I guess you gotta pay a lot to people who are gonna completely flip their personalities and stuff.
Yeah, and it's revealed that he's also like the fucking
I have a cat. Look at my cat.
Yeah, he's like, you see the cat, and then like he goes like, yeah, Franz died in the avalanche. I'm now Ernst Stavro Blofeld, and you're supposed to be like,
what? Even though it's called Spectre, and like the trailers also was Blofeld, it's Blofeld. It's not this original character.
Yeah,
I would have been actually fine if it wasn't Blofeld. I think if the brother thing.
Oh, that's interesting. I still don't think I would have liked it. I think I would have liked it more though than
I would have accepted it more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a better word. Because I really don't like that they felt they had to make them like. I already think that, and again, it's probably because of Skyfall. But I think even though it's not mother son, the like Agent M relationship that they had, the villain and M. It was like, this is great. And I wonder if they were like,
we need that.
Oh, we can make them connected. How can we make them connected? They're brothers. I have the best idea.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, his parents died and he's an orphan.
Yeah.
His orphan
family.
Yeah, his
even though
guardian
we said
dad.
that he got brought back into MI6 like immediately. We're going to retcon it again.
I don't know which one we want. Just do both.
Yeah. It makes no fucking sense. And it's just like, damn you, George Lucas, for making Empire Strikes Back so good because you made everyone want to copy it.
You know what we should do? Let's blow up this scene. He sets the watch for 1 minute and she throws it at Blofeld and it blows up and they run away.
Mm-hmm.
We're out of here.
We're done.
Blofeld's totally gone 100%. The building blows up.
Last thing I want to say about this.
Stop
ask
talking about it.
No, I want to ask you this one question. Do you think this is the worst scene in a James Bond movie?
No. It's very bad, but I think a lot of the scene is fine. Like, I think a lot of the acting's fine and stuff. It's just the brother shit that I'm like, stop.
The whole thing sucks.
I think it's all right.
I think the payoff with the watch I don't buy. It should have been a pen. It's I don't like any of the dialogue with Blofeld. I don't think the performances from Craig or Waltz are very good. I think the cinematography is god awful. I think the fucking him waking up with the cat on his lap is like dumb.
Yeah, that one's dumb.
Like
there's a lot bad.
I think that this might be the worst scene in the entire franchise.
I'll have to think because there's been a lot of chases that I've been appalled by.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about it earlier, double taking pigeon, unredeemable.
Yeah.
Get that float ass car out of here. I don't want it. There's
Blofeld and drag.
I actually had forgotten about that. There's got to be a couple others that, like, it's a bad scene though, and it's a little long too.
Yeah, and then they blow up his entire headquarters, but then they go
but he
back
lives,
to London, and they're like, I gotta get MI6 in on this, but only the characters that we have named stars in.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna call any double O's. We're only getting Bill fucking Tanner and fucking M and fucking Moneypenny and Q. 4 people who said, "Wow, we don't like working in the field in the last movie, but I bring them in the field."
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember why it was called Q Branch. Because it's quartermaster, and I was like, shouldn't it be like A or for armor or W for like weapons or something? But no, Q's perfect. Quartermaster's right.
Yeah, and I can't even tell you what really happened in this last half.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
Yeah.
Bond and Swan split up. Swan's like, I really don't want to get back into this life.
Yeah, even though this is what will end it, but...
Yeah. She goes, I want to be a therapist.
Yeah.
So she leaves. Bond gets in a car with M.
Yep, and then...
Moneypenny, Brian, and
Q
are in a different car. They being M and Bond, get intercepted. They get T-boned by henchmen.
Bond gets captured.
Yeah, they black bag him. And everybody looks away so M can run away quick. And they go, oh, where'd M go?
Yeah, that's what that feels like.
Yeah. Oh, God. I'm such a hero. Terrible. I wonder if that'll even be audible in the recording.
I wonder if it's audible in the film.
Bond gets taken out of the car at MI6, and they're trying to bring him in, but he escapes, and then he's searching through MI6 to, I guess he knows Blofeld's there or something.
And Blofeld's there, but he's behind glass, and he's got
Bulletproof glass.
He's got the scar from You Only Live Twice.
Yeah, he has the thing.
He has the scar, even though he has the iconic scar from that one movie that's not as iconic as the other appearance.
I think they're just trying to make him look like Dr. Evil at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah. And then
It doesn't look good, by the way.
Yeah, I think his eye looks good. I like the white out eye, but the scar looks pretty meh.
Yeah.
I think they should have gone like Two-Face, had him be real all burned up in the face area because he was in an explosion.
Just really lean into the Dark Knight.
Yeah. Just, I'm changing my name to Harvey.
Yeah.
This is my third character change.
Yeah.
And then...
he goes, no, I killed the bus driver.
Oh, God. He had to say it this episode, too. Can we get 3 episodes in a row, folks?
Well, if they stop ripping off Christopher Nolan, I guess I can.
What else happens? Blofeld sets a timer for 3 minutes.
Yep. And
he goes, Swan's in the building. I captured her. Ha, 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 ha. You could save her and die or die.
Mm-hmm. And
or
he
get
saves
away.
her and gets away.
Yeah, so he does both.
Yeah.
And what happens with, you want to do the M side with C?
Yeah, I guess. Him and C's like,
I saw dude.
Like, and
You don't work here anymore, bro.
yeah, and then he's like, yeah, but my quartermaster is really good and talented, so we are hacking in. We're gonna expose you, blah blah blah. And then he pulls a gun. And he's just like, well, we know what M stands for, moron.
Got him.
And then he's like, and then doesn't shoot because there's no bullets in it, and he holds the bullets, and he's like, yeah, we know what C stands for. Cunt.
Yeah. There's, oh, dude, I said that jokingly, and then like it almost seems to roll off M's tongue. What did he say?
Clumsy.
Yeah, clumsy, and we were like, oh yeah, there's no way it's like, damn, what could have been?
Yeah, if this was a good movie.
If only if it was a British movie.
Yeah.
If only Bond was British.
Yeah, then would be in business. But they wrestle with a gun, and then the glass. M shoots the glass on the ceiling, and then like
he shoots the handrail. Was glass. That's why he falls. Oh yes. So he shoots that first, and then shoots up.
And that separates them somehow, and then he's like, and he falls.
Yeah, he falls. The hand railing that was shattered.
Death of cunt.
He falls through.
Yeah.
And it's very anticlimactic and dumb.
Mm-hmm. And then, speaking of anticlimactic and dumb, Bond is, MI6 blows up, and Bond's on the boat, and he sees the helicopter with Blofeld in it. He shoots it down. Bond runs up there. M's just like says something to a cop. I don't fucking
he
know.
goes, stand down. And my favorite part. So this helicopter crashes. 15 seconds later, police are on the scene, and they're not going to help the borderline corpse that's crawling away from the helicopter. First priority, set up that caution tape. I was like, damn. I was like, they're doing him dirty.
Yeah,
they didn't even think to help him.
That is some. It reminds me of some production companies that we've worked for in the past. Efficiently inefficient.
Yeah, they have like a SWAT team respond to a helicopter that crashed. Like, what the fuck? Why wouldn't you just think it was a civilian helicopter that crashed? That you can just like. You don't need your M16s out. Just go try to help the people that crash. You don't know it's a supervillain.
Yeah. Bond gets up there, and Blofeld's crawling. He's like, do it, James. Finish it. And then Bond, he can kill the guy who killed everybody, who is like a super villain genius. He could kill this guy, but instead he's like, he unloads his gun, and he's like, no, I don't have enough bullets. And he's like, I have something better to do. And it's like he goes and falls in love with Swan. Because love is more important than hate. This doesn't make sense because they're doing the Christopher Nolan thing. They're trying to do the Batman thing where I don't kill anymore. I'm not an assassin. But it's like, you are. Yeah, you're not a superhero.
Well, I know. I mean, his whole thing has always been to know when, like, you need agents because you need to know when to pull a trigger and when to not to. But it's like, dude, he's the supervillain.
Yeah,
this is one of those times you're supposed to kill the person.
Yeah, this is like a Osama bin Laden situation. That's just like, no, love, like Swan should not, like, if he shot Blofeld and Swan was like, I can't be with you now, it's a red flag, my guy. It's a red flag. That is a red fucking flag.
No, Bond knew he'd have to ask him questions in the next movie, so he didn't kill him.
But the only reason why he had to ask him questions is because he let him survive.
You're right, yeah. Because he was still doing things, and they were like, wait, how is he still...
Exactly. So...
What could have been? We could have missed out.
Yeah. So it's dumb. And
spoiler alert, quick, for the next movie. Bond probably could be alive right now if he had just killed Blofeld on that bridge.
And he could be having fun with his daughter.
Yeah, but instead, I'll let him live.
But he wouldn't have been able to have a daughter because Madeline's home like, you're so problematic.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He would have fallen in love with... should we hurry up, you think? No, that's it. Will this lose power? The mixer?
No.
Is it running off USB? Or?
It's its own thing. It's running off of the computer.
Okay, that's what I was like, because it's plugged into a wall.
A little behind the scenes for you.
Yeah, right now there's a really bad rainstorm in Massachusetts, and the lights are slowly becoming mood lighting, and we're just worried about losing this.
It's actually not. It's actually because of the rain. Because I have a little controller in my pocket, and I'm like trying to get the mood lighting down so me and Nick can fuck after the podcast.
Yeah, but he was hoping that this Bond action would turn me on, but it didn't.
It didn't.
You want to do the ratings? Oh, that's the end of the movie.
Well, no, he gets in his Aston Martin. He steals it from Q. and fucking he's driving around with Madeline. End of the series. This was supposed to be the end of the series of like the Daniel Craig era.
Wow, that's that might have been better if they had just ended it here.
No,
because Blofeld's alive. Whatever. He's in jail rotting, and he drove away with his lady.
that would have sucked, Nick.
I'm fine with that.
That would have been so bad. Imagine this level of bad being the last
that's true.
one.
Yeah, he only had one good. Well, I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Let's see next week.
Listen, I remember No Time to Die, and while that movie is not good or not great,
it's a good ending point.
no, it's not. But it's
okay.
better than this.
Okay. That's how I was like this. I'd be like, whatever.
No Time to Die is a bad ending point for different reasons, and I'll get back to it when it's not the reasons why other people are going to think it's bad.
Okay.
I don't think it's bad because, spoiler, Bond dies. I don't think that's bad.
I don't either.
I think it's bad because the character of Bond is completely different in that movie than he is in the rest of his Daniel Craig's movies.
Yeah. Mark goes, oh my God, he's moody in all these movies. And then in the next movie, he goes, what the fuck? He's so moody.
No, he's moody, but then he's like, it's like a different type of moody. We'll get into it.
We'll get there. Dude, the wind is picking up.
It is picking up.
The rain is hammering this household.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, one little thing before I go back, there was a scene where Bond was walking through MI6, and like in the prison cells, it was a bunch of pictures of people, and one of them was Vesper, one of them was Sylvia, one of them was M, and the other one was Mr. White. Domino Green, MIA.
Yeah, it's so weird. I sent my phone's like at 0.
Yep.
So I texted Mark the list of our rating stuff.
Okie dokie.
Because I am not prepared.
Mm-hmm. All right, so pre-title sequence.
If it ended without the helicopter scene, I would have thought it was a lot better. But I'd give it like a 2.5 with the helicopter scene.
I would give it a 1.5.
Yeah, I think the theming does a lot for me. Like I really like the costumes.
The first sequence until he takes the mask off, I'm like, okay, and then it leads to nothing, except disappointment. I do not like it. I do not like the song. Everything 1.5.
Yeah,
get out of my face.
So you don't like the title sequence?
No.
Yeah. I think the song's all right. I'd give that 2 also though.
Bond.
I don't know. I think he was better in Skyfall.
I'm giving this a 2.
Yeah. It might be a 3 for me, maybe.
No, you know what? Fuck you. I'm giving it a 1.
Yeah, I figured that was coming.
Hey, I've been very generous with him.
No, it's nice because now I can go a little bit lower. I'd say like 2 or 2.5. I don't think it's anything too crazy. I think he had more range in Skyfall. I think the only scene where I was like, hell yeah, was when he first meets C and he's like, oh yeah, go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But the other stuff, I don't really buy the love stuff that much. And I like the mouse fight. I think that was a little quirky bit that I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting to have.
Yeah.
A little weird, but.
Bond girl.
I think I'd probably give her like 3.5. I thought she was pretty good.
I'm going to go a solid 3, although I also am leaning more towards 2.5 actually. But really? I will concede and give 3 because I know she gets better in the next one.
Yeah, I really like her. I think she is.
I also just love her as an actress.
Yeah, she was a really good actress in this too. But yeah, I'm excited to see her again in the next one.
Felix.
We don't even have like a Felix sub character because he just abuses MI6.
Is Mr. White our Felix?
Oh my God, I guess so.
Is it? It's either him or Q.
Yeah, well, I would say it's more Q Moneypenny together, but I'll give it to Mr. White because they gotta stay MI6, right?
2.5.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going like 1.5. I think bringing back Mr. White's so dumb.
I don't mind it.
I think it's so dumb.
Here's the thing. I think
one of my favorite things is the end of Casino. Mark goes, ugh. And then he's like, oh, they're just bringing them back in Quantum. This shit's stupid.
Yeah. I stand by that.
Yeah, goes,
but if they're bringing them back and they have no conclusion about it and they're gonna connect things like this,
yeah,
I like Mr. White, but they do it terribly. But I think I like the idea of Bond having to work with this guy who killed his wife or was responsible for killing his wife.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah, and
I like that Hannibal Lecter type shit where it's just like you know, I like
you need me.
Yeah, you need me more than I need you.
Yeah.
Type thing, and I'm a
save my daughter.
But I don't like that they have him be like, you know, I left Quantum because I'm actually a good guy at heart, and it's like, no.
Yeah, that's just be the bad guy.
Just be a piece of shit. Make him worse.
Oh yeah, he goes selling kids. That was my idea.
Yeah, I got 10 of them in the basement, and Bond frees them all. I don't know.
He trains the orphans to become the new 00 team.
Yeah,
they call them Triple O's.
Yeah.
Then
you have a CGI Judi Dench watch over them. MI6.
MI6. They're all in the field in this one.
Pooh.
M was all right in the beginning. He didn't really have good dialogue. I think he did all right in the field stuff, but I'd rather him not be in the field. I really liked Q. I think he grew into the part a lot in this one. But again, too much field. And same with Moneypenny and Brian. I think I liked Brian probably the most.
It's Bill.
Bill. I don't know. He looks like a Brian to me. Bill, I think I liked the most in this movie than as his character. But I really wish, like what we talked about in the beginning, where I wish they had Bill instead of Moneypenny be the person where he was like, okay, I trust you with this.
Because it's mom.
Yeah. It's mommy.
Yeah. You know? Mama.
Yeah, oh God. I hate that visual. So I don't know. I'd probably give it like a 3 altogether.
I'm gonna give them individuals.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give Q. I'm gonna start with Q because he's my highest. I'm gonna do 3.5 for him. What are you doing? 3. Moneypenny. I'm gonna give like 2.5. Oh no, you going way low or?
I'm gonna give her a 1.5.
Oh damn!
Only scene I liked was when the scene when Bond's in the chase and she's like with the guy.
Yeah,
and she's like, "Yeah, it's called having a social life, dude."
No, you're right. I'm gonna lower it to.
Once again, I love her as an actress, but I just
don't think she's
great.
The
script fails her so hard.
And then Emma, I'm gonna give like a 1.5.
Yeah, I'm giving him a 1.
Yeah,
Bill
again,
Tanner.
I think he's a great actor, but
yeah, Bill Tanner probably a 1. Yeah, just a 1.
Yeah, I'd give him 1.5.
Doesn't really
give him
much.
A little bit. I like the parts he's in a lot. I like the part on the boat a lot.
Villain.
Man, I wish I could give it a 2. I'm giving it like 1.5.
I'm not giving it a rating.
You can't not rate it. You have to give it the half
star.
point. Yeah.
Giving it half a star.
You fought so hard for the zeros before.
This is the worst villain in the series.
Charles
Gray has been redeemed.
I'll let you say it.
Hey man, he was the worst for nearly 40 something years. 44 years. Let him have this.
Yeah.
I do think it's funny that no matter what, the worst villain in the Bond series
is Blofeld.
Yeah. And the best villain in the series is debatably Blofeld. I still think it's 006, but I can see the argument for...
Yeah, I think it's Blofeld, but 006 is definitely the second.
Yeah. Henchman. So Batista
Oh
and
my
cunt.
God, thumbs.
Thumbs and cunt.
C is great. I'd give C like a 4.5.
I'm not gonna go that high, but
yeah, because I think he's probably one of my favorite forgettable henchmen. Like he is not timeless.
Yeah,
like Jaws is timeless. Odd Job is timeless.
Cunt, I'm gonna give 2.
Mm.
Batista, I'm gonna give him a 1.5.
I'm giving him 2 thumbs up.
Oh no, he's getting a 1.5, and the only reason why he's getting that 1 is because of the train's fight.
Yeah, I really like the train fight.
Outside of that, he would be a half.
Oh yeah, everything else is useless.
Yeah,
he walks around and drives a car. Wow,
he's got thumbs. Story.
Oh, that's where the ones are coming out. This is doo-doo garbage.
Yeah.
It's just like I think some of it's all right.
Quantum was better than this.
I hate the attempts to connect everything, and I hate the brother stuff. So this has to be one of my least favorite stories.
I think I'm giving this one a half.
I don't blame you.
What about you? You're giving it a 1?
I'd probably give it a 1.
Cinematography.
I like the attempts at oneers at the beginning, even though I know we talked about it a lot earlier. But everything else looks like trash. I can't think of a single, like, I guess it looked all right in the snow, and I liked, like, the blocking in the doctor's office. And that's about it. And, I really liked the, I think the train was shot well. The fight scene in the train, in the dining cart. I don't really care for the cargo area. And there's one more thing. You can say yours while I try to remember.
2.5. You went at 2.5.
Yeah,
I do like that they pull focus here and there. You know, we get some rack focusing.
Yeah,
You know,
I
can't put up with the worsts. But
yeah,
it's not
they
good.
understand basic camera maneuvers now.
Yeah.
Damn, I had one more example that I liked, but I can't remember it. So
Yeah.
it didn't blow me away. It was just something
Yeah.
where I was like, oh, that's not terrible. But there's so much bad. I'd give it like a 2.
Gadgets.
So we got I like the prototype car. So 009's car is a super new Aston Martin, and it doesn't have the gadgets done in it.
Mhm.
I think that is like an honorable mention subcategory type thing where I really like that. I don't think it's a 5-star gadget or anything, but I think I'm gonna always remember that because I think it was nifty to see something that wasn't done. But the watch is just run of the mill, like a 2.5.
Yeah. 1 for me.
Yeah, because it wasn't the pen.
Wasn't
Yeah,
the pen.
It did meet your criteria of everything that was shown was used, and they only showed 2 things.
Yeah. I don't like that him and Bond don't have a contentious relationship about toys, though.
Yeah, well, he yells at him about the car.
Well, he says he didn't really yell at him. He's like,
He
I
yells
told
at
you to
him
bring
like-
it back in one piece. I didn't mean bring it back in. Bring only back one piece.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no.
Well, at the end of this, he yells at him too. I think again about the car
Probably. I don't fucking
because he talks about the parachute thing, the ejector seat. And is that the last thing?
Yeah. Well, this car, but
Yeah.
you already put it in with the gadget, and I
And
gave
then
it
they
also
have
1.
they have the DB5, and it's. I know this.
I know that. Oh my god, he's got the scar.
The fucking cat.
Remember how excited you would be when you saw a cat, and now when you see it, you're like, oh no.
Yeah. It's like, just let him die. Just let him die or do it right.
Yeah, this is why I would always get mad at you in the earlier episodes. You're like, I miss Spectre, and I was like, you watch your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
you son of a
I
bitch.
still miss Spectre.
This is you know how like people like wish like for bands to get back together, and then it's never that good.
Yeah.
This is what this is.
I
It's
thought
like,
you were gonna say the meme of like asking for Spectre at the grocery store, and your mom says we have Spectre at home.
yeah, no, it's. I think the perfect metaphor is like, oh, I really wish this band would get back together, and they get back together, and they make the worst album of all
go.
time, and then you're just like, yeah, it's like it'd be nice if the Beatles got back
Oops.
together, but would it really?
Yeah. You know, they might have ended perfectly.
Yeah, Abbey Road. I think it's a good way to end it. You know, I don't think we need to go anymore.
Yeah.
Like even Bond, like Spectre Outwards welcome. At Outwards welcome from the get, and then it got back together still.
Yeah. Honor Majesties would have been a good
Conclusion,
like,
but
yeah,
even
Spectre's gone.
Yeah.
That shit broke.
Yeah.
Asshole.
yeah, maybe you could have got one more if you had one more good movie, but other than but no. Anyway, this movie sucks. This is my
Yeah.
least favorite Bond movie.
This is down there for me.
This is, in my opinion, the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Because at least Moonraker has that 70s cheese. It's a shitty 70s movie. It's not a shitty 2010s movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I think a shitty 70s movie is more bearable.
I feel you. Yeah, especially if I'm rating this on its own, which I try to do with them. This is terrible on its own.
Yeah. So this is this
I don't know if it's my worst one. It's absolutely bottom 3. But I kind of got to think about how much I hated Moonraker.
Like I said, I totally
it's below
I get
Diamonds.
Yeah, no, Diamonds. At least Diamonds has moments that you can fucking howl at.
Yeah.
You know, at least they have a good Bond in it.
Oh, that's at first I was like, this might be my like nostalgia one. I was like, this is kind of up there with Quantum, like out of the bottom 5, I think.
Dude, I can't believe the renaissance Quantum's having with me, even though it's still a piece of shit. But like, it's not this.
Yeah. Ah, man, applause to that Mexico unit, dude.
But yeah, that's wrapping up Spectre, and you know what that means? We're 1 week away, baby.
Yeah,
from completing the actual series of James Bond. Now we have 2 other ones we could watch that we're probably not gonna do.
Yeah,
we'll see. We have Casino Royale from 1954, and we have Casino Royale from 1967. Both of which I'm probably not gonna do.
I mentioned that I found a copy of 67 at Bull Moose, and Mark went, do you want to watch that? And I was like, I don't know yet.
Yeah, I mean, I have a copy of 54.
Because we've done a lot of episodes, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be better if this podcast we do movies that aren't Bond.
Yeah.
That would be refreshing.
Yeah, we start the not Bond series with literal Bond movies.
That'd be funny, actually. That's cute.
We're going to watch different movies. Starting with Casino Royale 54.
No, we just watch the Bond movies again out of order. This is like the regular movies.
Oh, yeah. We'll watch them in our ranked order. Backwards.
No! First episode, Spectre! Yeah, no, we're 1 week away from the end. The ending of Bond, No Time to Die, and I'm pretty fucking hyped that we're at this point in the series.
Yeah, it's been
I want to thank everyone for listening so far.
Yeah,
and
if on Spotify, if you're listening, feel free to rate us too, because it'll help promote the kind of the little algorithm they got going on.
Exactly, and you should tell your friends.
Yeah, that's word of mouth's the best way to spread it if you like it.
Yeah, and with that said, be sure to subscribe to all the Nihilist Media stuff on YouTube, watch the films, and if you want to see a good one, watch Behind the Door, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. And then look at that one take.
Mm-hmm. And we'll see you next week, everybody. Have a good one.
See you, everybody.